Do you feel the energy is being released? Allow the beautiful golden light energy that is flowing through your head and illuminating out into your aura to fully cleanse your mind, your body, your aura and your energy system. Watch as this golden light flows out through your feet, connecting you deeply to the earth, helping you to feel grounded, secure and safe.
Oh my God.
Now visualize a beautiful golden bubble of light surrounding your whole aura. This will help prevent any negative energy.
Please don't leave the live because I'm going to say something once this meditation goes off.
Golden bubble of light.
So Zeb 143.
Energetic protection.
Don't leave this live.
It's also a good idea to visualize this around you each morning. Now start to open your eyes and slowly awaken. Become aware of the room around you. Just take a few deep breaths. Just slowly awaken. Treat yourself well for the day and take it easy. You may also find that keeping up your water intake.
The message of the day says, love yourself and take... Hold on. I want to rewind that a little bit. Zeb, you got to stay in this live because what I'm about to tell you is like...
Giving yourself some relaxation time helps. Look at your places. It's also a good idea to visualize this around you each morning so that you're protected for the day. Now start to open your eyes and slowly awaken. Become aware of the room around you. Just take a few deep breaths. Just slowly awaken. Treat yourself well for the day and take it easy.
Treat
yourself well for the day and take it easy.
Treat yourself well for today and take it easy. That's the message. But Zeb, I don't know if y'all caught me smiling. My eyes was closed. But I caught myself like smiling. I don't know if anybody saw it. Okay? Because what I was hearing, and maybe you were sending those gifts as maybe I saw it but didn't see it. If I'm making sense to anybody, okay? But I was hearing, you're amazing. And that's what made me smile. And I'm like, when I opened my eyes, I seen all the gifts that Zeb was sending. That was wow. Because my eyes was closed and I did not see any of those gifts you sent. But thank you, Zeb, if you're still in this live, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it, love. But that was a real moment. We just had a real moment, Zeb 143, okay? We was connected. And you made my soul smile while I was in the minutes of meditating. You made my soul smile because I heard it before I even saw it. That's amazing. That is dope right there. Wow. Okay. Whoo-wee. And y'all are welcome. Like, seriously, I understand the rawness of this journey. I get it about being attached to different energies. I understand how it works. I understand how to release it. I understand how to let it go. I understand all of it. So I don't judge people for the fact that this is what they have attached to them. But at some... And y'all are welcome. Like, seriously, I understand the rawness of this journey. I get it about being attached to different energies. I understand how it works. I understand how to release it. I understand how to let it go. I understand all of it. So I don't judge people for the fact that this is what they have attached to them. But at some point, we're going to have to take this to a whole nother notch. And we're going to have to say, why am I attaching myself to someone of such? What is it about this person that I have to question myself about what this is? At some point, that should be the question. Why am I questioning myself about a person? Now, it's different if if this person is giving you so much love, they're giving you things that you never experienced before. I would question that. Because I'm like, I've never experienced this before. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to go. But if this is somebody who they ain't treating you how much you deserve to be treated, then we shouldn't be questioning it. But it's totally different when it's somebody that's giving you love. They're giving you the reassurance you need. They're making you feel like, do I really deserve this? Like, you have to question yourself, like, do I really deserve that? And Coach, let me tell you something. This is something me and Mosette talks about all the time. We talk about this all the time, about it being a spiritual connection. And she tells me all the time, that's not the important part. She lets that be known. The spiritual thing is it ain't that. Because you need more. You need more than just the connection. And that is something that me and her, we talk about. If it ain't every day, baby, it's every other day. Okay? Because I'm the type of person, because I'm so spiritual, I get stuck in the spirit. Okay? And she has to like, hey, I need you to get out of that. She got to knock me a couple of times and say, hey, I need you to get out of that. And those are the real people y'all need. Y'all need people like that in y'all life for real, because you will get stuck there. We can talk about a spiritual connection left, right, up and down to the moon and the stars and back into Earth. And we can go to Pluto, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus. We can go to all those places. But when it's reality, when you have to come to reality and say it's just a spiritual connection, that's it, that's all, it's just spiritual, it ain't enough. You deserve more than that. And now you have to learn how to take your power back and say no. Okay? Now I understand why the collective message was going the way it was going. And you gotta say no. You don't have that much power over me. I appreciate the spirit, because I am a spirit. I'm led by the spirit. But I'm also a physical person. And I also need physical things. So that's one thing about Mosette that she does for me. She knocks me up my head sometimes and say, okay, get out of it. And come back to reality. Because she knows that I'm such a spiritual person. You need people like that in your life. Okay? And that goes for anybody on this live. You know that you're connected to the physical. It is like Mosette said, it's one-sided. And you don't deserve that. That is technically narcissistic traits. Because they want you to live in a fantasy. And that's not fair. And sometimes you're right about that. will think that because it's a spiritual connection, it's from spirit. It's from God. We can get lost in that thing. How people say you get lost in the sauce, you can get lost in that. And then you see nothing in the physical. But you stuck in the spirit. So sometimes we gotta come back to reality, because that's a fantasy. The spirit can become a fantasy. And you don't want to live in a fantasy forever. Because then you go 20 years later and you realize that I'm still stuck in this fantasy. And it begins to create it. Yep. And it begins to create it. So when you see that nothing has changed, there is nothing physically that has changed, you need to be living your life. They'll catch up with you when they get to there. Because maybe y'all are not as connected as you think y'all are. That's why when I say me and Mosette, we're connected for real. Oh, we connected for real. When I say we connected for real, okay? She doesn't just, it's not just a spirit thing. No, she lets me know the real, not the rawness of this. And I love that, because I need people like that in my life. Because then again, I'll be stuck in a fantasy. And we don't want to be that. Even as a spiritual person. But we can't give that to them. You giving that to them. You're giving them that much power. That's why they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. Because you give that to them. Because you allow that. So I wouldn't say that I agree. I wouldn't fully agree with that. But yeah, it's some crazy people out here. I can say that it is some crazy people out here. But I won't give that power, because that doesn't exist in my reality. And somewhat, listen, and for me, I can only speak for myself. And somewhat still there a little bit, okay? But I don't let it consume me. And that's what a lot of people do. They let these connections consume them. So they don't have a life outside of that connection. See, that ain't me. Baby, you don't want me? Guess what? We're gonna keep it moving. You don't want to do what's right? Guess what? We're gonna keep it moving. And hopefully you don't allow the next man to come and do everything that you really wanted to do. So sometimes we got to think about it like that. So you either gonna get it together, or either way it goes, I'm still moving forward. And I appreciate you for, being open to that. Because a lot of people don't want to hear that. Just like at some point, I ain't want to hear that. And I would tell Mose, I don't want to hear that. Okay? I'm seeing 7-7 on the light, y'all. So it's a lot of confirmation coming through. A lot of realness, a lot of rawness, and then I'm seeing 777 on my screen. I don't know if y'all can see that on y'all screen, but I'm seeing 777. So now got the masculines all week. And okay, we over the masculines at this point, right? We know what's going on with the masculines. We're gonna tap into the queens today, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Sweet. Only when it comes to me, see. Someone I can spend my life. right, Spirit, what's the message for today? What queen? My girl. My girl, okay? My girl. For those that know me, I love me some Megan Thee Stallion, baby. Okay? Whew. Love the energy, okay? Love what Megan got going on, too, okay? I love it. So if you ain't know nothing about your girl today, you learned something new about me. I am a Megan fan, okay? She can keep me upbeat. She keeps me going, baby. She gives me the confidence. Like, this is what I love about women. You got confidence in yourself. You don't care what people say about you. You live your life and you live it well, baby. You live it good, okay? So we got Megan Thee Stallion and we got Young M.A, okay? So I don't know too much about Young M.A, but we're going to get into these messages here. We're going to see what these queens have to tell us today, okay? So let's go ahead and get into that. Once again, our queens of the day is going to be Megan Thee Stallion and Young M.A. Okay, love it. So let's see what we got here. All right. So it says, when Megan Thee Stallion arrived on the rap scene in 2018, okay, she was carrying Houston on her back and commanding props in the spirit of the female rappers that came before her. Megan mixes her rugged skill bars with sexual. Yes, she does, baby. And she does it in a perfect balance between Rap Scholar and Big Old Freak, which is one of my favorite songs, okay? which is on my playlist, okay? So Meg makes every